Hi, my name's Margaret. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the creator of card readings. If you can kind of see it, it's group channels. The sun's going down, so yeah. I'm gonna do a little thing each week. I don't know if it's gonna be a daily or every week kind of thing. It's gonna be on missing people, and what's gonna be about is I'll show you who I'm going to do it first, so it might be easier for you to understand. You're going to be late to this young man, William Taylor, who went missing in Sydney, New South Wales, in Candle Street. Candle. And the theory behind this is getting all the information from YouTube, from the news, all that kind of stuff, bring it together so you can think about, if you know something about it, or something might click, oh, that makes sense, or you have a theory, you're not quite sure about it, you might think, oh, yeah, this makes sense, maybe I should pass it on, or it might just help with the police kind of stuff, yeah. I do have my own theory, I'm going to put that out there and tell you a bit of the story behind it. So this, because it's that kind of stuff, and you would probably know with William, there's a whole heap of information out there. So there'll be more than one tape of this on YouTube. So with William, I'm assuming it's going to be about 5 to 10 different tapes with this. So it's just information. I do have some theories, some other theories out there that people talk about. I might use some of my psychic stuff related to it, might not, see what happens. So it's just information. So I thought at the start, I'll give you a bit of background about William, right? So you know it's about William. And if you find this is useful, this first one might not be useful, but the next 2 or 3 might be useful, and you can pass it on to people. And that's what it is. Just pass information on, and hope you might think, that's what's talking about this. That makes sense. Oh no, that doesn't make sense. Whatever. It's up to you. Yeah. So it's just information. It's just helping with the case. And if it's my information, if my theory, sorry, I will pass it on. So it's my theory. If it's not my theory, it's what I heard on the news or on YouTube, and I would say that to you. I think it's fair to say where you got it and why you're doing it, yeah? So just clear it up with you. This is where I'm getting it from. So I'm just going to give you the story behind William, or what happened to William, okay? So the story behind William, he has an older sister. She's 1 year older than him. When his mum had her, she went into foster care because her mum and dad couldn't look after it. They were in trouble with the law related to drugs, health issues. They had issues, yeah. So she went into foster care. The mum wasn't happy with this, but she knew it was in the best care of her, yeah. So a year later, she had William. I don't know when this happened, but when she had William, she was worried what would happen to William because his sister went into foster care. So his mum decided that she's going to run off with William. She ran off with him for about 6 weeks. And then the law got caught up with her, and about when he was 9 months old, he was taken off her for the same reason: drugs, running away, violence, and Dad was in jail. So he went into foster care. Mum knew this was going to be permanent. Mum knew, yeah, it was going to be permanent. She was happy with it, but she knew it was permanent. But good for her was every 6 weeks to 8 weeks that Mum could go and see William and his sister. They went to a shopping mall with supervision and hang out with each other. and that's pretty good. I used to work in disability and with young kids. Some people don't get that lucky. So for them for it was quite good for them. So yeah, so that happened for a while. So that's the background of it. So Dad's still in jail. Mum, was pregnant again 2 years. I would say 2 years later, something like that. Anyway, with his other two brothers. The two brothers are still with Mum. I don't know why, but yeah, the two brothers with Mum. So with that, with the foster parents, and Mum knows with William and his sister, it's a permanent thing with foster care. They know he's going to stay with these parents, and so like they've got a good bond with them too. So yeah. So having that said, in 2014, in September, I'll say about 10th or 11th, on a Wednesday or Thursday, the foster parents decided, advised William and his sister to go down to Grandma's, the foster grandma, to go and see him. The foster parents, grandparents didn't know anything about this till they got there. So it was a surprise for everyone. So everyone got surprised. Everyone was happy. On the way there, I heard they went to McDonald's. And like I said, between the Gold Coast and Sydney, it's in between them too, so it would take about 3 to 4 hours, maybe in 6 hours. So it takes, on trains, it takes 12 hours. So in between 3 to 6 hours it took them to get there. So it was a good surprise for everyone. Everyone's happy, having fun. The kids with sister and brother was playing. Grandma was watching them. Mum was taking photos, and that's where this picture came out. That was the last photo that she took of him. So that's okay. On the Friday, the 12th, 2014, about 9 o'clock, I would say, a.m., 9 o'clock a.m., the foster dad went out to bring up someone. Now, if you know Australia doesn't have good phone connection in the country, in the small country. This is how we are in Australia. If you go in towns like Melbourne, Bendigo and all that, we have it, but in small towns, we don't. So he went off to do this phone call. Now there's theories behind it, and I'm going to do this now because I think it's important to know. There's some theories that he went off, make phone call, but at the same time he done some errands on the way later to work. The other theory was he done some errands and went to the chemist. So that's another theory. So there's 3 little theories in that. So that's okay. He goes off to do this phone call anyway. It's a business thing. But I'll say about 9:25, I would say, his mum, so William's foster mum and foster grandma is on the pedal on a pedal, so I can't say it, just talking with her, with William's sister, playing, drawing, kind of thing. That's alright, but somehow, I'm not quite sure, this is another theory, that she went into the kitchen to make a cup of tea, or she stayed on the pedal boat to have a cup of tea. I'm not quite sure. It's just 2 theories in there, but that's okay. But when she was having her cup of tea and her grandma were having, the grandma were having a cup of tea, the rules everything was quiet for about 5 minutes. Before that, he was making games with the foster mum, saying war, hiding, coming back, doing the war thing, coming back, kind of thing, like chasing and hiding, guys sit together with the war sound. And that's a typical kid thing. If you have kids, you'll know this. So yeah, they're making that war noise. And like I said, when she went and had her cup of tea, everything went quiet for about 5 minutes, yeah. And at this stage, Mum was a bit discerned. The grandma, first Mum was a bit discerned. She's thinking, I can't hear William. Where's William? So she comes out, talks to the sister, and comes to say, where's William? And she goes, he went around the corner up the house, kind of thing. Not exactly that way, I'm just saying it that way, around the corner. So she goes down, looks for William, says, William, where are you? And there's no reply, no nothing. She said, the mother said, first mum said, it's very quiet, you can, no wind, no noise, no birds, nothing. Like, you can hear a pin drop if you heard it. That kind of quietness. So she's gone around looking for wind for about 15 minutes. Then she decided she can't really worry about it because she can't see wind, she can't hear William. She tells the neighbour and she tells the grandmother. So she gets on the phone to the police, tells the police, and about the same time the foster dad comes in. And she goes, I can't find William, I can't hear William, I can't. Where's William, kind of thing, to the foster dad. So the foster dad goes back out and looks for William. So he just goes around the house and backyard where they say he went missing, he can't find him. So the police comes in about an hour later, looks for him, they get everyone else in, like the sniffer dog, the helicopter, people looking in the water, can't find him. This goes for about 5 days and they can't find him. So this goes for, like, they look into it and everything for about 5.5 years. They can't, as you can see now, they still can't find him. Now, there's some, that's where it ends. There's two things with it, and I'll talk to you now about it. In 2017, I think it is, they had $1 million awards for William's return. There wasn't anything about safety of him or what's the other one? Clues where he is or anything. They just want him to return. So that's one thing. The other thing was up to 2017, the foster parents couldn't tell anyone they were foster parents. They had to tell everyone that he was their kids. They couldn't say he was my foster kid, nothing like that. They wasn't allowed to tell that he was in foster care. So that in itself had issues, because people were allowed to know that he was in foster care. There's a whole heap of issue behind that, that who can I talk to, who can't I talk to in the situation of the crime scene, the whole crime problem. This from when I was younger, I had to go into a home because my mum was sick. But we were allowed to be open with it. So if something did happen to me, it was a bigger, wider circle that they could talk to. But because they weren't allowed, foster parents weren't allowed to tell anyone that they were in foster care, it would have been a smaller circle that they can go to, instead of the bigger circle and the people know who and who. So that would have been an issue, and that's the problem I have with it. And like other people say, it shouldn't be no real issue that a person was in foster care, but I don't think that was the issue. And this is just my theory in my background in disability and working with people with DHS. And I've been around people with work with youth work. If you don't know what youth work is, it's people with adolescents, like people have problems with drugs, behaviours, they might be living in the streets, or they might have been in jail, that kind of stuff. So youth work's a bit like that. But then on top of that, I've been around people who been in foster care, not permanent like William, but been in foster care, and been around that some staff, not DHS, or as they call it now, DHHS, some staff have issues reporting things, and I don't know why, like, maybe because they lose their job, or if DHS got in trouble, they lose their job, I don't know, but there's a whole issue behind reporting things back to people, yeah. Because what I find too, it's really weird, with this case, the police was right on it. There I hear other stories out there that haven't related to DHS, it's been longer. So that's another thing I learned in this. But not saying that DHS had anything to do with William's disappearance. It might have not been anything to do with William's disappearance. But I just find it really interesting how everyone had to be quiet about William's background, and I find it really interesting. If they were a bit more open, everything else would have been more open. Yeah, so I think the thing with media, people will, if they don't know all the stories, that's where the blaming game comes into it. Yeah, and there's other theories out there, and I'll talk to you later on about it, because they don't know the whole story about certain things, they make it bigger. And I think that's the problem with it. And this is another reason I'm putting this out there, because there's certain things out there, I don't think it's quite what you think it is, yeah? So that's the story behind William. They weren't allowed to talk about it for about 2 years till someone popped up that we need to know, you need to tell the public this is important. So they tell the public about it. And because I don't know if this happened before they tell the public that they were foster kids, or in the middle of it, but there's another theory out there that there's a whole heap of sex offenders around Pendle. There's 20 sex offenders around Pendle, but behind that is 4 people that think they were involved with it. There's a story behind that, and I'll talk to you more about that later, because I think there's reason behind things. I want to talk to you later about that. So that's the 2 things that they mainly looked at, the parents and these people, sex offender people, that I know of at this stage. The other thing is, now these are my theories. I do have theories, so I'll bring these up to you right now. And you might think you're an idiot, Mel, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So if you think I'm an idiot, it's okay. But I do have theories behind it, so I'm going to share them with you now. You can take it, you can leave it, it's up to you, yeah? So my theory is, because when he did the war thing, as I said, the first mum said everything was quiet. There's no birds, no wind, no nothing. It was really quiet, yeah? And because of that, I feel the two theories I feel on this. One, that he hurt himself so badly that he passed. Like, he fell in a hole, or under a tree, or something that you can't see him. He hurt himself and he passed. Yeah, like he hit himself and fell under a tree, or hit his head and fell in a hole. stuff like that. Oh, he might be suing the river, who knows, but he done something to hurt himself that he just went quiet in his past. Yeah, because that's, you don't hear anything after that, because you just hear the war and that's it. It doesn't make sense to me. The other theory is, I feel if someone took him, it has to be someone he knows, because there's a whole heap of theories about strangers. If you think about when you were 3, if you had a stranger walk up to you, would you automatically go with them? Would you? Like, I mean, you would think about it with that, hi, how are you, what's your name, stuff like that. So yeah, stuff like that. And I think that doesn't make sense. Even if a person picked him up and rushed him to wherever they want to take him, that would make a noise, yeah. Yeah, so to me, it has to be someone he knows, because to make a kid quiet, there's a whole heap of theories, ways to do it. Like, if you're quiet, if you're a friend with this child, you can go, shh, come with me to the game, come with me. And you don't have to do much for that child. The child wouldn't think it's a game, follow him kind of thing, or they run off and do something else. With a stranger, you will think about it, yeah, and you might have to be a bit louder, you'll make a bit of a noise, people hear you, yeah. So yeah, that's my theory, yeah. So I feel like it has to be someone he knows, have that trust there with him, to be quiet, yeah. Because in if you just picked him up and he's quiet, but you running off, you make some noise, yeah. Doesn't matter if you're female and male, you will make some noise, yeah. So that's the reason I think it has to be someone that he knows. Cause like, if you hide in the bushes with him, as if someone you know, he'd be more likely to be quiet for you, to a stranger. Like, if a stranger, he probably would think about it. I'm not going to play this with you, whatever. As a child, they might run off. As a stranger, if you walk up to a person, like if I walked up to William and come with me, he would make some kind of noise, or he would run off from me, because he doesn't know me. Like, he has no idea who I am. So he will make some kind of noise, yeah? But as a person he knows, he trusts this person. You can make a person, if you know a person, you're more likely to trust him as a kid or an adult. Yeah, it's just how it is, yeah? But as a stranger, you will think about it, yeah. So that's my theory. I feel like it's someone he knows, or he hurt himself to a point that he passed. I'm hoping it's someone he knows, because if it's someone he knows, he could be still alive. I do believe he is still alive, but yeah, that's how far I will go. And I feel like it's someone around him, like someone around his family. I don't know if it's a foster family or his mum and dad, because that's another thing they don't talk a lot about either, that does his foster parents talk to his biologically mum and dad a lot about Brian, like, this is what Brian's doing, that's what Brian, but there's a lot of stuff that I do question, because there's no, and that's fair enough, some of the stuff is private, we don't need to know it, but some things it would be nice to know, like how often does the foster parent talk to Brian's actual mum about things. So that's another thing in itself. So this is probably where I will end this one. It's just a bit of background, a little bit about my belief system. Like I said, I have worked with kids before in disabilities, in childcare, and youth work kind of stuff. So I know a bit about it. I did a, obviously I can't, a tiny bit of a childcare course, but I'm very good at picking stuff up. So 9 out of 10, a child with a stranger would make a noise. Just run off from them, or run with them. Who knows? But they would make a noise. And a child who knows someone is more likely to be a bit more quieter. So that's the most thing. There is theories out there where some kids are a bit vulnerable, and I can see that. But 9 out of 10, a kid would make some kind of noise with a stranger. So that's my background, and I thought I should share that with you. So if you think, oh, what did she know? Yes, I know a psychiatrist and that, but I have worked with kids before. I have two kids out there. They were twins, and one kid really knew. Well, they both really know me because I've been in childcare. I know him for about 6 months, and one of them, I can be like 2 feet away from him, and he will start to scream, and he knows me for 2 months. So, sorry, 6 months. So it's not like I just walked in on him. He knows me. So, yeah, and that's a typical thing, yeah. So to take a kid away as a stranger to someone who knows him, it doesn't make sense. But that's just my theory. So that are just my theories, but the history behind the mum, the biological mum, and the dad's in jail now, and the story behind William, it's on YouTube. The story behind the mum and dad, and the biological mum and dad, you could, if you watch Sunday Tonight, it's a strange show, with Melissa Doyle, you get that story behind the mum and dad. The mum's quite open with it. Her name's Carly, if you watch it, so you know who it is. Yeah, so she talks about her taking William away when he was 9 months old. So you get the story behind that. So it's not that I'm making it up, it's there, yeah. So yeah, that's the end of this. And tomorrow I'll get into some of the theories that I heard on YouTube, and it kind of helps with why I think it was someone he knows. Some of it won't, but some of it will. There was one I heard today, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense with what I just said. So yeah, so I hope this is useful. It's a bit of, like I said, it's a bit of background, a bit about what I know, and my theories. There are my theories, the history's there, but the theories are mine. The next few ones will be stories related to it from YouTube or the news. I will put my theories into it, but I'll talk about their theories more. Like I said, it would go on for about 5 to 10 little episodes of Brian's case, I reckon, and if you find it useful, pass it on. If you pick anything up from it and you thought, should I pass it on? My theory is pass it on and let them choose it. Let the police think about, yes, it's useful, or no, it's useful. That's how I do things. For whatever reason I do it. Even with disability, I used to think, I'll pass this on and leave it up to the person, because that's probably the best way to go. So yeah, each episode would go for about 30 minutes, I would say. So as you can hear, you hear the birds, and this is what I meant with this foster parent. Like, she didn't hear the noise. It was really quiet. So we made a noise, you will know it, yeah. So that's a good sign for you. But yeah, so this is just 3 weeks ahead. Some of them will be not true, and you will know it from right when I say it to you. So, like I said, this one might be not useful for you, but the next 2 or 3 might be useful for you. And like I said, if you feel it might be useful for yourself or someone, pass it on. It's just information. Yeah, so yeah, enjoy, watch it. And if you don't use it, you might use it for something else. Yeah, go ahead and use it. That's what I like about YouTube. You can share things. So yeah, so I might see you tomorrow. Might see you the following day. I was gonna say Tuesday, but who knows when this will come on YouTube. So yeah, today is Sunday, but you know you might get it on Monday. So yeah, so yep, that's as far as I can tell you right now, and I'll leave it to the next episode 2 we can call it. So yeah, see you then, and next one will be more useful. Like I said, I feel like I'm just rambling on now, so I'll leave it now, and if you find it useful, just pass it on. Yep. Thank you. See you next time.